This is the Hearst Greek Theater, where it all began 100 years ago. In May of 1906, the campus was serving as a temporary refuge for survivors of the devastating San Francisco earthquake. People were exhausted, their nerves were shot. And into this chaos came the legendary Sarah Bernhardt, the most celebrated actress of her time, in a production of Phaedra here at the Greek. The crowd of 7,000 went mad for it, and Cal performances had begun. Sarah Bernhardt's performance drew worldwide attention to the Berkeley campus. It also attracted the attention of other international artists. Here, in a rare piece of film, we see Luisa Tetrazzini in her Greek theater concert. Violinists Eugène Izai and Fritz Kreisler made the trip to campus. Theater great Margaret Anglin began a 33-year relationship with the university. The San Francisco Symphony performed here in 1912, returning regularly until 1980. Modern dance pioneers Ruth St. Denis and Ted Shawn brought their company on a number of occasions. Their troupe included the 22-year-old Martha Graham, who would later return with her own company.
I was sort of surprised when I found out that Sarah Bernhardt had been one of the first performances here. This artist and this community made history together.
I noticed that there was Fritz Kreisler. If I could actually go back in time and go to one concert, that would have been it for me.
38-year-old George Gershwin appeared on campus in 1937 to perform his Concerto in F with the San Francisco Symphony. If I could go back in Cal Performance's history, that's the concert I'd choose to attend. Sadly, it would be one of his last concerts. He died in July that year. He played in the only available big indoor space, the Harmon Gym, the site of many wonderful concerts, including one by the brilliant, eccentric Canadian pianist Glenn Gould. Betty Connors remembers it well.
He needed a piano bar backstage just beside the piano, and that was kept at a simmer, or almost a simmer, so he could put his hands in it to warm them up. He was always very aware of cold. He just was an outstanding musician. A strange person, but a nice, awfully nice guy.
After World War II, jazz, folk music, and world music had a growing presence on campus. Dave Brubeck, Pete Seeger, and Ravi Shankar all gave concerts here. In May of 1958, Alfred Hertz Memorial Hall opened. The hall was inaugurated with a month-long festival featuring newly commissioned works by Ernest Bloch, Darius Milhaud, Roger Sessions, and Andrew Imbrie.
For that week, undergraduates, graduates, faculty piled into Hertz Hall and heard things nobody had ever heard before in this perfect wooden box that we'd never had before. And I thought, we're in for good times, and we were.
I'm very, very grateful to Cal Performances that they were the first ones to invite me to play a recital in the United States.
I was first here in 1949. That would have been one of the first concerts my octet did.
I'm Ravi Shankar. I performed for this organization in 1957, almost 50 years ago.
When my company, myself, Arnie Zane, first came, you felt that you were suddenly grown up.
In 1968, Zellerbach Hall opened. Gregory Peck, a Cal alum, served as master of ceremonies, and the music of Igor Stravinsky was performed. Although illness kept him from conducting, the great composer sat in the audience that night.
There in one of those side boxes right by the stage, everybody was staring because there was this incredible eagle-nosed profile, bald-headed little round face of Igor Stravinsky, essentially conducting the entire piece by nodding his head at the right time.
At last, the campus had a stage worthy of artists such as Alvin Ailey, Rudolf Nureyev, and Twyla Tharp. Great dance companies from around the world started coming to Berkeley.
Cal Performances brought out over and over the Joffrey dancers, the Robert Joffrey dancers from New York and the Maurice Béjart company from Brussels. Probably the two most exciting, mind-blowing, novel ways of looking at dance of the time. It really was a part of the 60s revolution.
And by 1970, Cal Performances was really on a roll. Only one thing threatened to stop the parade of artistic riches.
Classes shut down almost entirely.
School was closed. Everything was closed.
But the one thing that could not stop was the Jean-Louis Barrault troupe came out with this incredible cast of God knows how many in a production called Rabelais, all in French, sold out every performance, and that had to go on because it was rebellious, it was revolutionary, it was in its own way a protest work. And of course Jean-Louis was out there with the students in the picket lines too.
It's Laurie Anderson here. Berkeley is one of my favorite places in the whole world to play.
I love the halls and the audiences are wonderful.
We come back here all the time because we're valued and appreciated and attended.
I've been coming to Cal Performances since 1971 when I was a wee bairn.
I don't think I could have become a performing musician had I not had the advantages of seeing regularly the great artists that have appeared on Cal Performances.
In 1986, conductor and impresario Robert Cole became the first director with complete artistic control at Cal Performances.
Cal Performances should be an international center. Just as the university is an international center that would attract people from all over the world to come here and perform and bring these various cultures together.
Over the last 20 years, Cal Performances has presented world, American, and West Coast premieres in every discipline. One of the most ambitious was Merce Cunningham's Ocean, with music by John Cage. It was performed at the Harmon Gym.
The performers all danced on the basketball court. The audience surrounded them in an oval.
We approached it as if we were doing a rock and roll show in an arena with lighting trusses and chain motors, and because of the size of it and the lighting design and everything, we used tens of thousands of feet of cable.
I had this wonderful student, graduate student from the music department, who got together a 112-piece orchestra, rehearsed it, organized it, and it was brilliantly done.
The orchestra was behind the audience.
Because the musicians were so spread out, we had to arrange for some time clocks to be installed so the musicians could see them because there was no conductor.
On your score as a musician, it would tell you that at 57 minutes, 22 seconds, you then play 30 seconds of tom-tom beats or bleeps on your fife. The combination of what the dancers were doing, what the musicians were doing, where the musicians were, the sense-you-round event in a basketball gym made it an event that is on the high of my highs.
I congratulate you all on your 100th anniversary. That's a grand adventure.
Kronos wishes Cal Performances happy 100th anniversary, and let's hear it for 100 more.
Hello, my name is Yo-Yo Ma. I play the cello, and this is my friend Emmanuel X, my partner in crime for many decades, and we're so happy to be here today.
You've left me nothing to say.
Okay, let me try it again.
No, I mean, it's fine. I was going to keep going.
The Talis Scholars and I would like to congratulate Cal Performances on their 100th anniversary. What a wonderful achievement.
Congratulations, Cal Performances, on a great 100 years, and here's to another 100 years.
Under Robert Cole's leadership, works have been commissioned from some of the most influential artists of our time. The Silk Road Project explored ideas, cultures, and arts from ancient trade routes that linked the East to the West.
I think this is what we're all involved in, is to continually try and discover what our world is and who we are.
Something new.
Yeah.
My goal at Cal Performances has been to bring work here that will bring people together. I think this is very important in our world today, and the performing arts can do that in a way that nothing else really can.
Parabéns, Cal Performances.
Happy 100th birthday, Cal Performances.
Happy
anniversary.